December 31st at 4 a.m., 25 of us gathered with both Marys leading us in a peace meditation. It was beautiful, and that's exactly what they reminded us that we were doing. In that moment, we are knowing peace for everybody on this planet, not just for ourselves. They set the vision for us in that peace meditation. That even in places where we don't see peace, we're called to realign ourselves with that spiritual, infinite, greater than I am peace. We're human. We forget. Do you?
Yes.
Thank you, Julie.
Yeah.
We forget. I laugh at myself all the time when I get frustrated. Because sometimes I do. But the very next thing I do is I'm like, oh, come on. It's like for a minute, I see it like this. Oh, come on. Back to Whittier, it's true. It's called spiritual practice for a reason. We call ourselves back to the infinite realm of peace and love over and over and over and over again. That's how we make a world that works for everyone. We keep reminding ourselves. And as we do that, let's remind ourselves that we're not going to let fear, we're not going to let doubt, we're not going to let competition, we're not going to let ego, we're not going to allow all those things to run our heart. We have to consciously call this into being, but we also have to consciously say, that's a fear, I see it, I recognize it in my life, and I'm not going to let that lead me. That's an ego that's trying to go, puffed up. I'm not going to let that, that's a competition, that, you see, to consciously say, nope, you don't get to run my life. This does. So I realign myself with that every single time. And I remember what I wrote the candle for. One life. One life. And so we align ourselves, but we also start to see it for every single person on this planet. Because we're all one. Will you guys share your next song with us? This is a new change. There's more talk coming. But they're going to sing for us now, and then we'll come back.
Think of all the hearts beating in this world at the same time. Think of all the
that in mind, I'd like to lead us in a little guided meditation. Just a brief one. So if you'll close your eyes with me, and if you will begin just simply by breathing. Breathing in and out. Slowly and deliberately. It's something that we can all do. Breathe slowly, deliberately. It calms the body. It calms the mind. It's the easiest tool to use when we're feeling frustrated, when something is under our skin, as they say. Breathe. And in this room, it's so easy to be in that place of peace and love. We're surrounded by it, and so we embody it, we envelop it, we make it welcome. And just in your mind's eye, if you can imagine every heart beating on this planet right now. And imagine the people that you most fear. Imagine their hearts beating. Imagine the people that you don't understand because of their religion, their culture, their politics. And imagine their hearts beating. We can do this in our mind's eye anytime we want. And we can breathe. And so I invite us the next time we feel agitated to stop first and breathe. And to remember all hearts beating at the same time. So simple. So beautiful. So realigning. And with that, I invite you to open your eyes. This is something else I'm going to be incorporating now in the talks every week. There's a little mini meditation to help us just really embody this. Thank you guys for playing with changes with me. Sometimes what it takes is awareness of somebody else's perspective. And have you noticed that sometimes it's the conflicting things that open us up? Sometimes it's the conflicting viewpoints that if we stop and say, what do you think about that? Let me hear your point of view. That sometimes is when the biggest changes come. So let's not be afraid of the times that feel like conflict, because we can stop and say, tell me what you're thinking about that. I have a little story I want to share with you. Part of it I'm going to tell, and part of it I'm going to read. There's this woman named Dana who, her son is a military guy, and he was stationed in Afghanistan. And she was really tired of seeing things in the newspaper that seemed like anti-war. And she was really tired of this one particular woman named Carolyn who did a lot of peace marches.